The thing you have to understand is that it was loud. Really loud. Now, we're all packed in like sardines into this tiny fucking gym. About 6 schools worth of pubic hair blooming, voice cracking. We don't wear deodorant yet, even though we really need to. 6th grade boys basketball teams and their coaches. In New York City, where most smaller schools barely have enough room to fit all their students as is, Allen Stevenson, a single-sex school that produced enough crew-cut, polo-wearing boys with names like Benton and Bradford and Barrington to fill an LL Bean catalog, had just enough room to fit all the teams and their coaches by having us all standing, literally lining the entire room like prepubescent wallpaper. And they're all screaming 360 degrees of batshit crazy, shrieking at the top of their lungs, 12-year-olds. It was a tournament, and my team, the generically mascotted Tigers, were there to win. A little background about myself in athletics. It may come as a surprise to you that I'm not the most naturally gifted athlete in the world. It all started when I was younger, a gawky grade schooler with a big head, born ambidextrous and with a predisposition for being indecisive. Basically, I could never pick a hand. Tennis, baseball, hockey, you name it. I would swing once with the right hand and switch over to left. And see, this is the great tragedy of my athletic career. I could have been a switch hitter. Switch hitting. That oft-envied attribute, the ultimate versatility in baseball, a game where the batter is favored if his dominant hand is the opposite of that of the pitcher. But no. Pick a hand, Nathaniel, they said, and stick with it. It was a momentous decision. Do I go with the ever-popular right hand or take the hand less traveled? Hang a Louis and embrace life as a lefty? Being left-handed didn't sound so bad. It would be something that would make me unique and different, and I still think Nathaniel Southpaw Shapiro is a great nickname. On the other hand, leftyism had its drawbacks. Scissors cruelly mocking the placement of the left-handed thumb. A lifetime of my elbow falling off school desks. In some South Pacific Island nations, being left-handed can be punished with the revoking of private property or forced viewings of Brendan Fraser movies. And so, for the most part, I went with the left hand, the right hand that is. It's been downhill ever since. So there we, as a 12-year-old, there was one sport that I felt I really excelled at, and that was basketball. I had already been a lifelong fan. I think the first time I used the term ass clown was in reference to Hakeem Olajuwon when he and the Houston Rockets defeated my beloved New York Knicks in the 1994 NBA Finals. And as one of the taller kids my age, I fancy myself an above-average power forward. Why not center, you ask? Because I didn't need the attention. Let someone else do the jump ball. I'll be under the basket with my ass out and my back lowered, putting on a boxing out clinic and getting key rebounds. I didn't need to be a leader, just a team player. And see, for this reason, my number one fear in a game was having the ball in my hands. The first game of the season, a shot went up and missed. I got the rebound and put it back up. To my surprise, it actually went in. But after the smile on my face faded and the pats on the back I received wore off, the terror set in. There's no way my next shot will go in. I'm shooting 100%. Don't fuck this up, Nathaniel. And so anytime I had the ball in my hands, I'd pass. Just find a guard or something. Just get rid of the ball. So there we were, the Tigers, playing for honor and glory in the Allen Stevenson 6th grade invitational basketball tournament. During the game, a shot went up. Up I jumped, my hands grabbing the ball before those of the other players. I looked for a pass, but the other team had figured out my foolproof strategy of never shooting and had swarmed me. Flailing arms, nowhere to go, a whistle blew. a timeout. As I walked back to the bench, I could barely hear myself think. You know, when I tell people that our basketball and football coach was also our middle school librarian, I think they get the wrong image. Librarians are best known for their uncanny shushing abilities and their zealous adherence to the Dewey Decimal System. Not Coach Quinn. Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, a fact he would sometimes scream at you for no reason, Coach Quinn was not your average librarian. And what's most important to know about this foaming-mouthed reading enthusiast is just how intense he was. See, whether on the sidelines or in the autobiography section, Coach Quinn had one volume: screaming. So I'm walking back to the bench only to be greeted by a white Fu Manchu beard and the beet red face that it belonged to. Coach Quinn starts his usual yelling, and eventually he grabs me by the headband and pulls me close so I can hear him. "Nathaniel," he says, "if you get a rebound, put it back up. Don't pass. I know you want to pass. Don't pass. If you get the rebound, just take the shot. You'll get fouled. We'll get the ball back. Don't worry. If you get the ball, just shoot." As I walk back to the court, every thought, every image, every little bit of mental capacity was drowned out by the noise. Every image except, if you get the ball, don't worry, just shoot. I must have blacked out or something. But the next thing I know, I'm under the basket, boxing out like a pro, and a shot is, it's not going in, and coming down. Up I jump, my hands reaching the ball. Don't worry, if you get the ball, just shoot. A season's worth of paranoia and anxiety go out the window. I'm finally free. I take my shot. It misses. Any other day, I would have gone to pieces over this, but not today. Coach Quay needed me. My teammates needed me, and I needed that next rebound. I boxed out again. Where are the other players behind me? I didn't hear the normal shuffling of sneakers on polished wooden floors. In fact, I must have had Michael Jordan-esque ups that day because I didn't see any other arms going for the ball when I went for that rebound. I got the ball and took another shot. Again missed. Did I care? Absolutely not. That ball was mine. This court was mine. This game was mine. And that basket, well, that goddamn basket, that was mine too. If it wasn't so loud, I could have heard them. They were screaming my name. But it wasn't until I went up for my third uncontested shot that I turned my head only to see my teammate David Fouquier, his bright red face under his bowl cut scrunched up in a mixture of pain and Beanie Baby obsession, screaming, "Nathaniel! You're shooting on the wrong basket!" It was around this time that I realized that the entire room of about 100 or so people were more or less screaming the exact same. You know, I don't remember what happened for the rest of the game. It's all such a blur. The day came and went, but the incident stayed with me. My friends at home like to tease me, "Oh, Nathaniel got 20 rebounds, and he dunked the ball for each one of them." I'm not ashamed to admit what I did. The story is enough. The story is about a boy who's afraid of the consequences of his own actions. The story is about a boy who didn't want to disappoint his teammates and his coach. The story is about a boy who, in his greatest moment of triumph, suffered humiliating defeat. But I can't really complain. Because some 10 years later, anytime I have the ball in my hands, I don't worry. I shoot. Whether or not the ball goes in, that's a different story entirely. Thank you.